There's over 500,000 plant species in the world, and we happily coexist with most of them. But some commonly grown garden plants are poisonous. While there have been few documented fatalities, each year many of us become ill through exposure to toxic plants. It really helps if you can identify poisonous plants growing in your garden. This is the potato creeper, and it's a classic member of the potato or Solanaceae family. To recognise plants in this family, look closely at the flower structure. They've all got 5 petals, which are fused at the base, and the male parts, the yellow anthers, are quite often gathered together in conical form. Now, this is another member. This is Solanum seaforthianum, and it's got a similar flower structure, but look at these delicious, tempting red fruit. They're poisonous. A lot of Solanaceae have poisonous fruit, and this one here, the orange fruit, is of the winter cherry. A lot of the common plants we grow in our gardens belong to this family. Two of the commonest members of the potato family that we grow are the potato and the tomato. All leafy parts of both plants are highly poisonous. In fact, green tomatoes can cause vomiting unless they're cooked. The heat neutralises the poisons. It's not the same with potato tubers. As soon as they go green, they're highly dangerous and are best planted in the garden. The Madagascan periwinkle is a fascinating plant. It's endangered in the wild, yet it's widely grown in our gardens because it's so drought tolerant and flowers prolifically. It's full of poisons. Many poisonous plants use their toxins as a defence against grazing animals. And if you look carefully at this plant, you'll notice that the flowers are propeller-shaped. And this is a hint. It's a member of the Acokanthera family. It's a relative of frangipani and star jasmine, all of which are toxic plants and all have poisonous sap. Now, this periwinkle has several poisons in it, and 2 of them, vincrestine and vinblastine, are really important in medicine. They're used as cures for tumours and for leukemia. Another plant family toxic to humans is the Euphorbiaceae. Common favourite plants grown in our gardens include the crown of thorns, snow in summer, the candelabra tree, and this plant here, the poinsettia. All plants in this family have toxic sap. It's milky and runny. Just have a look at the flowers. The flowers are inside here. These red parts on the outside are floral bracts, common in all members of the family. The true flowers are in here. They're much reduced and yellow and lack petals. When it comes to maintenance, all plants with dripping milky sap have to be treated with caution. And this poinsettia is a great example. Just one cut and it starts dripping this sap. This can burn rather like oven cleaner. And that's why I'm wearing a hat, gloves, long sleeve shirt, long trousers. Now, what do you do with a plant like this? This poinsettia has actually been pruned very well. All the cuts have been made below waist height, so the sap drips to the ground. Now, you've got to be very careful in hot weather. If you start to sweat, never use your gloves to wipe your brow. If you get sap in your eyes, you're off to hospital. The good news is that all the green waste from poisonous plants can be composted. The toxins are fully biodegradable, but don't burn them. I'm standing next to Bushman's poison. It's an old-fashioned, sweetly perfumed plant from South Africa. Originally, sap was used on the tips of arrows and spears. It's lethal. Now, if you burn this, the fumes will intoxicate before they kill. How do you recognise it? Well, if you look at the leaves, it's remarkably similar to the bay leaf. But then they produce fruit, which are very much like olives. The simple test is to cut the plant, and you'll see the white, milky sap which separates it from both olives and bay trees. Anything that's toxic to humans is likely to be toxic to pets. And when it comes to children, it's very important to remember they're not just small adults. Toddlers don't have fully developed immune systems. Always assume that kids and pets will explore and experiment with garden plants. And if you need further information, contact your Poisons Information Centre in your state.